If you don't mind, I need to make a little linguistic point here. What is required from our side is attention. And in fact, you had even wondered that we should speak a little bit about attention. The trouble is with the language. You see the difference between awareness and attention. I am paying attention or I am aware of something. When I am paying attention, it's all coming from me. If I am aware of something, it's also coming from somewhere else, which I'm receiving. Then, in addition to this, I would like furthermore to add another word, consciousness. If I am conscious of something, what does it mean? That I am not only aware of it, but in some way I am allowing this to pervade my whole organism a little bit. Consciousness, this is a very classical idea. Actually, even in the modern scientific world, there is a revolution against the very materialist science, as if everything comes from the material matter. Consciousness cannot exist without matter, is the fundamental idea of modern science, starting from the 16th century. But it is being questioned now, even by something called the Galileo Commission, where we say consciousness is more important and that everything comes from consciousness. And in the Indian tradition, there are four what are called great enunciations. One of them is consciousness is Brahma, meaning consciousness is the ultimate reality. So this consciousness is not in my control, whereas attention is as if it is my attention.
It's ego driven, right?
Right. So, but to become more conscious or to receive something coming from the side of consciousness requires more and more receptivity from my side. It's a little bit like just a simple reminder. Actually, my teacher, Rananda Solomon, said, people imagine that they are searching for God. It is the other way around. God is searching for them. But I am running away. I don't let God catch me. And so what is required from my side, and that's the really meaning of any prayer, that I am praying to receive something coming from God's side. And receptivity requires more and more freedom from me. Physically, it becomes obvious that more and more relaxation. Because if you seriously look, don't just take my word for it. At least in my experience, all my tensions arise either from fear or self-assertion. So to be more and more free of me. For example, Christ says, unless you leave yourself behind, you cannot be a follower of mine. How do I leave myself behind? That's what I meant by saying leaving the so-called American dream behind. That doesn't mean to be against the American dream, but not to be stuck with it. More power, more money, more prestige, that's part of the dream.
Right.
That is what we call my achievement, my aggrandizement, and am I being approved? Am I being appreciated or not? So more and more freedom from that is required to be touched by the consciousness coming from above.